Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? It's a blessed Sunday afternoon that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Just a little subject at hand, a subject that I want to talk about. It has been approximately a month and 1 week since a fateful event, the shooting in Las Vegas at the hands of Steve Paddock. This was reported as a national tragedy, as everybody recalls. Devastating. Of course, we know the toll that it's had on people. The counts of the wounded were up to 500 people. There is confirmed 58 people dead. Before I delve into this thing, I wanted to start off with our scripture for today. Our scripture is taken from the book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. The thief does not come except but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. The context of that is contrast between the forces of evil and the forces of good that are divine, orchestrated by God. There's a case at hand with this that goes beyond the narratives that a lot of news organizations have been trying to spin for the event. The case is really simple. Let's start off by what we know about the case. Stephen had a brother named Eric, who knew him to be a normal guy. Eric described his brother Stephen as somebody who was affluent, who liked video poker, who was just your everyday guy, but a whole lot wealthier. We know from news reports that Stephen Paddock had no clear religious background. There is no particular political affiliation. Stephen had high caliber jobs in the federal market, jobs in the real estate. We see out of all this that there was no clear motive. I've seen a lot of news reports. I've seen a lot of pundits. One news organization's pundit made a statement to the effect of, "We don't know who to hate." That implies usually there's a face or a certain economic status or a certain religious belief that is keenly and specifically associated with crime of this nature. But what if I told you that the case was really simple? This is not a political agenda. It's not a religious agenda. It's not even a personal agenda. It was just an agenda of choice. We all understand that we have this God-given gift called freedom of will. From the very beginning, we have had the choice to choose between good or evil. The question is, what do we choose? The case of Stephen Paddock is simple. He just chose to do that other thing other than good. I wanted to examine the agenda of evil. First of all, its motive is to steal, kill, and destroy human life. I think of some of its counterparts like not showing charity, thinking you're better than somebody, pride, hubris, all these things, loving money or some kind of substance more than anything else, let alone more than God. That is the basis for idolatry, but that's another subject. Second of all, evil exists in opposition to God. I think of something that Apostle Paul said, if you have anything to think about, think on things that are lovely, think on things that make good report. Basically, getting yourself in a mindset where you can be a benefit to yourself and be a benefit to others. When you are in a mindset of evil, you do neither of those things. You know the saying, God isn't a respecter of persons. It has an equal counterpart. There's a force out there that is commonly referred to as the enemy. Just as God isn't a respecter of persons, I can tell you the adversary of God, he's not a respecter of devices. It doesn't matter what is used to steal, kill, or destroy human life. Often we'll make the case about guns. There'll be political movements against guns or controlling guns. But again, that's not the case. There are many things in this world that are equally dangerous as guns. And one thing in particular, as I'll share later on, is most dangerous. A gun isn't the only way to steal or kill or destroy the life of another. You can use knives, bats, poison, arson. Heck, you could use a car. Again, this isn't a political issue. You can use just about anything with a malintent to steal, kill, and destroy life. But one thing in particular beyond guns, beyond cars, beyond knives, beyond the former mentioned. One of the worst is the tongue. As far as this Stephen Paddock event, I've seen numerous videos where people have made comments upon comments ranging from religious issues, cultural issues, economic issues, a lot of things. Although the incident with Stephen Paddock was reported to have caused a lot of confusion and hurt, I happen to notice an equal issue with how people use their words. Whether you're using your tongue in person, or you're using your tongue to dictate what you type to another human being, via social media. Everyone has the power to be destructive. Everybody has the power to go the way of a thief. Everybody has the power to go the way of a killer. We just aren't particular about it until it's relative to our world, our worldview perspectives, our experience. Yes, I've seen how the tongue is used on YouTube comments. I've seen how the tongue is used in news. I've seen how the tongue is used on Facebook. How many cases of suicide have you heard about a teenager that's hung themselves on the account of the tongue? How many cases have you heard of people losing their jobs because of the tongue and or slander? How many cases throughout history have there been wars started because of the tongue? Yes, we focus on grand tragedies like this, but truth be told, tragedies happen every day in various forms and various degrees. Just a proposal. How about this day we make the choice, an effort and conscious effort, to choose those things that'll be for building life, enhancing life, and not destroying life, but giving life. A hi, hello, a gesture of goodwill. Let's not be tempted and seduced by the other options. That's all I had to say about the subject. And let's make our real case a good case and divinely inspired. God bless everybody.